Alright, now here's our first look at the upcoming Venom movie, which stars Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. The film is produced by Columbia Pictures and will be released in 2021. Let's see what he is up to. The comics, Venom's alter ego is actually Eddie Brock. The two swap bodies every time they lose control of their anger. Issues. In this version, Tom Hardy plays both characters. Tom Hardy is obviously one of the best actors in Hollywood right now. He's been nominated for 3 Oscars, 5 BAFTA Awards, and 3 Golden Globe Awards. In case you haven't seen him, he was the villain in the last James Bond movie and also played the role of Hannibal Lecter. He's been compared to Christian Bale in terms of his intensity and method acting. He's just amazing. Here's some news from Deadline. Sony's Spider-Man spin-off movie Venom has found its director in Ruben Fleischer, who most recently directed the Oscar-nominated film Joker. Fleischer will direct the spin-off from a script written by Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinker, who have recently finished writing the screenplay for Sony's other Spider-Man universe movie, Toxic. Sony executives confirmed that Tom Hardy is in talks to play the lead character. I think that's pretty cool. Here's some more news from Variety. Sony Pictures announced today that they have tapped Zazie Beetz as the female lead in its Tom Hardy star vehicle Venom. In the comic books, Venom's love interest is a reporter named Anne Weying, who eventually becomes She-Venom. That could happen in this movie, but I doubt it. Beetz will next appear in the upcoming Deadpool 2, where she is rumored to be playing Domino. She was also great in Atlanta and is set to star in the upcoming Us alongside Lupita Nyong'o. This is an update to a previous story that I did on Venom. If you want to see the original, it's here. Alright, that's all for now. More stories as they come in. Thanks for watching. Hey there, you might remember a while back I posted this video about Eddie Brock. It's not a bad story, but I think I can do better. So this is my rewrite of Eddie Brock and how he became Venom. Alright, here goes nothing. It starts with a bang. Not Eddie's bang, but mine. A 360-degree shot of a futuristic New York City. The camera flies through neon canyons of towering skyscrapers. High above the streets, a lone motorcyclist leans dangerously into a sharp turn. His face is hidden behind a dark helmet, but we catch a glimpse of steely eyes focused on the road ahead. Suddenly, a volley of gunshots rings out. The motorcyclist swerves to avoid the bullets, but one catches him in the shoulder. He presses on, ignoring the pain. Our Venom crashes through the city, pursued by an army of robotic police drones. Their red targeting lasers crisscross his path, but he weaves and bobs, always staying just out of range. On his tail is the notorious crime lord known only as Don. A sneer twists his cruel lips as he watches Venom escape. You can run, he growls into his headset, but you can't hide. His voice is distorted, his features obscured by a shimmering hologram. Meanwhile, our motorcyclist, whose name is Eddie Brock, pulls off his helmet. His face is handsome, but haunted by a deep sadness. The bullet wound is already knitting itself back together. He turns to the comms unit strapped to his forearm. I have visual, he says grimly, but we need to move. I can't hold them off much longer. His partner, a woman with fiery red hair and a steely gaze, replies, Copy that, heading your way. As the police drones close in, Eddie throws a smoke grenade and disappears into the shadows. As the smoke clears, a new player enters the game. A young street racer named MJ. Her sleek black car purrs like a panther ready to pounce. With expert precision, she tears through the ranks of the police drones, buying Eddie and his partner time to regroup. But Don is not a man to be trifled with. He sends a squad of heavily armed goons to finish the job. A firefight erupts, bullets whizzing through the air like angry hornets. Eddie's partner falls, mortally wounded. Vowing revenge, Eddie hands her the data drive containing Don's crimes and disappears into the night. Now alone, Eddie races through the neon-soaked streets, pursued by Don's relentless goons. Just when it seems like he's cornered, MJ appears in her car again, blasting through the goons and giving Eddie a chance to escape. Together, Eddie and MJ tear through the city, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment, but they know that Don won't stop until he has what he wants. At Don's luxurious penthouse, the crime lord watches Eddie on a giant holographic screen, a cruel smile on his face. You can't hide forever, Brock, he taunts. But little does Don know that Eddie has a secret weapon, an alien symbiote that's been dormant inside him, waiting for the perfect time to emerge. When Eddie is wounded, the symbiote takes over, transforming him into the terrifying Venom. Don gathers his forces for one last showdown with Eddie, but he's completely unprepared for what's about to hit him. Venom unleashes his full power, leaving Don and his men cowering in fear. The battle rages, shaking the foundations of the city. But in the end, Venom emerges victorious, having avenged his partner and saved the city from Don's evil clutches. In the aftermath, Eddie finds himself torn between his human side and his newfound Venom powers. But he knows that he can't deny his true nature forever. As the sun rises over the battered city, Venom disappears into the shadows, leaving behind a promise of more battles to come. Alright, so that's my rewrite of Venom. What do you think? Should I keep going with this story? Anyway, thanks for watching.